Aaron Weinbaum, and today we're going to go over UFC Vegas 31 and pick fights for UFC Vegas 32. So if you are wanting to join or leave a comment, we're here on Haps. So that's UFC Vegas 31, UFC Vegas 32. I forgot to do the tags, of course. So my bad. I'm going to do that real quick. So anyway, what a weekend of fights. We got another good weekend of fights coming up. We had the Call Me Out podcast that was on this channel, but now we'll move to its own channel, which is awesome. I'm going to go ahead. Notorious Stylebender, what's up, buddy? Good to see you here. So hopefully you've moved over to the Call Me Out page, and we'll see you tonight because it's going to be the same bat time, same bat channel for that. So I need to go ahead and change all that. If you don't mind sharing this broadcast, I forgot to put the darn hashtags in, so it's not going to show up where it's supposed to. But that's all right. I'm going to fix that real quick on here. So, interesting here. Oh, of course, I do much better. I do much better on somebody else's podcast. I do my own, which is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. Of course, it won't be the same without Al Iaquinta on here. But again, you can get more Al tonight. So it's UFC Vegas 31, UFC Vegas 32. And you know what? I'm done with the hashtaggery, and that's what I get when I try to answer the phone and get ready for this at the same time. Boom. Okay. You know what? Enough about that. Come to hear some recaps, and of course anyone can join and play along. But let's take a look at last week here. Two big fights I want to talk about. Miesha Tate returning against Marion Reneau. Marion Reneau, of course, her retirement fight. I believe she's getting up there in age too. She is 44 years of age, whereas Miesha Tate, I don't think she's much younger, but she's certainly, she's way younger. 34. Wow. I thought she was older for some reason, and that's basically because of mostly the amount of fights she's been in, which is kind of insane there. So interesting. But she did come back, and I think this was yeah. No, she comes back to win, which is kind of crazy. After all that time off, and I believe it was a rear naked choke submission. So good on her. And the notorious Stylebender wants Miesha to please have his kids. That's awesome. Yeah. So I don't think that's going to happen. She has 2 kids. Apparently, there was some breastfeeding involved before the fight, which is amazing. To be that far removed from childbirth to do that. So now, those of you that are noticing my setup's a little off here, I'm not at home yet. I'll be at home later today for the Call Me Out podcast, but this is kind of my travel setup, if you will. So interesting. So yeah, let's see here. I'm gonna look at this fight and see. Yeah, it was a round 3 sub, so I'm having trouble tracking down some of these results. So that kid is mine. The DNA results soon. I don't know about that, Stylebender. I don't know about that. And then the other fight, of course, I want to talk about Islam Makhachev against Thiago Moisés. It was a dominant win, and certainly the rear naked choke round 4 of 5. Yeah, I'm sorry. Miesha Tate was a ground and pound in round 3, so sorry about that. Listen, you're comparing this guy to Khabib, and that's not true. And I kind of was doing the same thing. He certainly isn't the same as Khabib with the forward pressure and whatnot, where he just stays on you like a fly. He does mix up the boxing a little bit, but the wrestling far superior. I'd like to see him get a real top guy next, maybe like a Gaethje. I think a Dan Hooker is is certainly in the realm, and Hooker was calling for the fight. Maybe a Tony Ferguson. Stylebender wants to know what I think about Islam getting bumped up all the way to 5 after beating the number 14 guy. I don't see where that's warranted, except for he's getting a little rub from Khabib, I guess. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see him fight a top 5 guy before getting ranked number 5, but we'll see. Maybe a Ally Quinta fight. You never know. So interesting there. And so there you are. Let's go ahead now. Let's pick the fights for UFC Vegas. I believe this would be 32. I hope so. It should be otherwise known as UFC Vegas 32. And I am just all over the place. This is what happened when I'm not at home and I don't have my usual setup here. Goes much smoother. I got the Stream Deck. I got everything else. Here it's just a microphone, a camera, and Haps Network, and I do my best here. So, this is also on USP, or this is on ESPN also. So cool. Don't have to mess around with ESPN Plus. Al is scared. How dare you? Save it for the Al podcast. First up at middleweight, Ian Heinisch against Nassourdine Imavov. So let's take a look at Ian here. He did, of course, just lose to Kelvin Gastelum. Before that, he beats GM3 with an overhand right. And 2 losses below, before that, Omari Akhmedov and Derek Brunson. So we'll see. Let's see if this gets him back in the win column. Of course, Imavov just lost to Phil Hawes, beats Jordan Williams, beats a bunch of other guys I've never heard of in some promotions I've never heard of. So you'd think on Octagon Experience Hello that he has this, Heinisch does, but let's see what the odds have to say. Yeah, he's a minus 150 slight favorite versus the plus 130 underdog. I like Ian in this fight, and I expect him to win this. The odds close on that. Mickey Gall, I haven't heard much out of him lately. Of course, you'll remember Mickey Gall, the man to dethrone CM Punk after, of course, beating Michael Jackson. No, not that Michael Jackson. And no, not that Michael Jackson. He did just lose to Mike Perry in a fight. I picked him to win. He was the underdog, and I didn't see why, but somehow Mike Perry beats him. For that, a win over Salim Tiare, a loss to Diego Sanchez. That's back in 2019. So he's just kind of all over the place, before coming in hot in the UFC. Take a look here at Jordan Williams. I don't really know him, but he has a win over Imavov. He's coming down from middleweight. Oh, I'm sorry, he has a loss to Imavov. He's coming down from middleweight to welterweight. So he's a contender series guy, beat Gregory Rodriguez to get in the UFC. Interesting here. I want to know what the odds have to say here. Odds say slight underdog. Ooh, Mickey Gall plus 165, minus 200 favorite for Jordan Williams. We'll see how the weight cut goes, but if this is his first ride down to 170, I think the odds may make me put some money on Gall. Listen, notorious style bender, you saved this for the Call Me Al podcast. Mike Perry didn't beat Al in Submission Underground, okay? So you knock that stuff off right now. I don't curse on this podcast. How dare you almost make me. Macy, the future Barber, taking on Miranda, Fear the Maverick. So Macy has not been fighting. It's been such a while. Yeah. She loses to Roxanne Martifari. I think she had that bad leg injury, comes back and, of course, loses to Alexa Grasso back in February. And then you got Miranda Maverick, kind of on a tear, hasn't lost since Invicta back in 2019, but beats Jillian Robertson, beats Liana Jajua, Pearl Gonzalez. Man, it goes on. I'd like to know what the odds have to say here. I don't want to make a pick yet. I know what I'm leaning towards. And, yeah, so Macy's a slight underdog, plus 125, minus 150 favorite for Miranda Maverick. I don't think I'd bet on this fight. It's a little too tight, but I like to go with the odds here. I think Miranda for sure. Love you too, Notorious One. We'll see you tonight on the Call Me Out podcast. Thank you for joining, though. I appreciate you hanging out. Darren, the Damage Elkins. This is the men's featherweight taking on Darrick Minner. Darrick Minner just beat Charles Rosa, TJ Laramie, and I thought that would have been at 135 actually, so it's possible he's come up. But this fight is featherweight, I believe. So let me check here. Yeah, it is featherweight. So interesting. The Damage, of course, just beat Eduardo Garagori, but he's got like 4 losses in a row before that. Nate Landwehr, Ryan Hall, Ricardo Lamas, Alexander Volkanovski, some of the top guys. Does have that win over Michael Johnson. Let's see what the odds have to say, shall we? Oh, near even. So I wouldn't really place a bet on this fight. Yeah, Darrick Minner is the favorite. I'll look back at him one more time. I mean, yeah, he's been doing a lot of winning lately. The Damage, just has won 1 out of his last 5. Hate to go against the Damage, but I think I'm going to go Darrick Minner on this one. Next up, Aspen Ladd. I haven't seen her in a minute, or have I not noticed? Yeah, no, not since December last year, where she beat Yana Kunitskaya. For that, losing to the Iron Lady, Jermaine Miranda May wins, of course, against Sierra Eubanks, taking on Macy Chiasson. Nice little win streak here. Marion Reneau, Shanna Young did lose to Lena Landsberg back in September 2019. See, this is interesting. Aspen Ladd is pretty solid. I don't know how her weight cut's going to go. She has had some problems in the past getting it in, if you will. But let's see here. She's a minus 170 favorite, plus 140 underdog for Macy Chiasson. I think I like Aspen Ladd in this fight. I don't think I've gone against the odds. Yeah, I did go against the odds one time. All right. The returning TJ Dillashaw taking on Cory Sandhagen. TJ Dillashaw took a little EPO vacation. Let's take it. Look here. Cory Sandhagen, 2-fight win streak. Frankie Edgar, Marlon Moraes before just getting ran through by Aljamain Sterling, the Funk Master himself. But man, what a resume on this guy. Rafael Hassanso, John Lineker, Mario Bautista, Yuri Alcantara, Austin Arnett. I mean, he, his real big roadblock was Aljamain back in June of last year. And then let's take a look at TJ Dillashaw. I know the Notorious Stylebender thinks he's going to win. EPO Shaw is going to win after that EPO vacation. So I don't know yet. I don't know. He got starched by Henry Cejudo after being on drugs, wasn't good enough to come down to Flyweight. Of course, this fight is not taking place at Flyweight. It's taking place at Bantamweight. Cody Garbrandt beats him twice. John Lineker, Rafael Hassanso loses to Dominic Cruz back in the day, but that's 2016. I'd like to know what the odds have to say. Minus 175 slight favorite for Cory Sandhagen. TJ Dillashaw plus 145 underdog. I wouldn't bet on this fight because I believe the odds in this. I believe that Sandhagen's going to win. The rumor is, and I don't know the truth, that TJ's been on the juice for a while. Like, I know Cody Garbrandt has been saying that for a number of years. So very interesting here, but yeah, I'm going to go Sandhagen here. And does he make a run at the title? I don't know if he does enough here by beating TJ Dillashaw to get a crack at Aljamain Sterling. I know there is some unfinished business first with Aljamain and Petr Yan. So I can't wait for that. And that's it. Dude, have the same handle, Notorious Stylebender, but I'll go ahead and give you a shout out anyways. You could follow the Notorious Stylebender at Notorious Stylebender Notorious _ Stylebender 24 on Instagram and on Twitter at Notorious STYLE 8. So there you go, buddy. Good luck with that. All right. So until next week, I'll pick more fights. See you at the Call Me Al podcast later. So I'm going to type that in at call me out. You can call me out. All right. Oh, Lord. Well, change your Instagram then, Notorious. I'm right. I'm done with you. I'll see you tonight. You better bring the heat. I'm telling you right now. So until next time, we'll see you.
Please remember to support the podcast by visiting the affiliate links on AaronSaysWhat.com.